Welcome back everybody. It's been a manic week this week. As you will remember from last week, we was recovering from the storm and doing the repairs. This week the deliveries have started to arrive for the heating, and we were going to be starting work very soon on the ensuite in the bedroom upstairs. So as I said, it's been a manic week. The farm chores continue to need to be done as always. So let's have a quick look at the rabbits and the chickens this week and see how the chicks have transitioned into their new area. They're doing pretty well, and we'll have a look at what we've actually been doing. And let's check in on the young bunnies and see how they're doing. They are growing and growing fast. So as you can see, they're well out and about. I thought I'd lost one earlier until I looked in the feeder. And yes, one was actually in the feeder, being a bit piggy. So there we go. So they're well and truly running around on June's side. Not so much on Mildred's side. They are a couple of days younger, but they're still doing very well. Wow, the chicks have really settled in. It's only been about 5 days, but they're more than happy in their new home. And they settled really well with the transition from the brooder into the chick hatching stroke quarantine area. And they're even starting to find their feet of who they think is going to be boss. And welcome to our new friends on the channel. We hope you enjoy our video, and I hope you enjoy joining us on our journey of our new life in Poland. So everybody is well, and they are producing like mad at the moment and getting on average about 14 eggs a day. Well, autumn is truly upon us, and that gives way to some absolutely stunning looking mornings and equally stunning evenings on the small farm. But it does fetch its own challenges to us as well. It does limit sometimes the amount of work we can actually do, but one area we've actually been pushing forward with is the fencing, as in dividing the fields up as per our plan of 2022 video. So here you can see us in a sped up video. We won't bore you with the whole aspect of putting in the fencing across the whole of the field, but what we did do is fence off just behind the polytunnel to the field across from us. What that does is two things. It stops any potential beasties from getting in and getting at the veg ready for next year, and secondly, it allows us options then for the goats. We are determined that we are going to have these goats by spring, come hell or high water. We are also looking at potential other livestock, so this does give us options as well, because we're going to further divide that back field towards the back area of the fencing into two. The left hand side then will be for the goats, because that will allow them access to the hay barn, which we are going to create some stalls inside there, primarily for sort of like the winter period. And the plan is that we will create them a shelter, so in the majority of the year they will be out there. We've left some room as well there to make a little gate, and we repurposed some of these fence posts from ones that we had used further down in the field and on the veg patch. We did decide when we looked at it again, it could have been a bit straighter as we were putting it up, but it will do the job that we wanted to do and secure the field. So it was time then for a bit of R&R and a bit of breakfast to set us up for the rest of the day before we got on with the rest of the jobs. So that's some of the bags of earth that have arrived that we've ordered for the polytunnel and for the raised beds. But come and have a quick look how the onion sets and the garlic is doing. Bloody amazing. So I don't know if you can see there, we've actually got the garlic starting to come up in between the strawberries. Just the first shoots of the garlic. You can see there, amazing on the onion sets. They've really come up. And we have 4 rows of those. So we've made some progress as well with the polytunnel. We've actually got some earth and one of the beds are filled. Not quite finished, but by the end of this next video we should have this completed and mulched, ready for 2022 spring and summer. Can you believe we're already talking about next year's crops? Had so many jobs we've had to push back because of the storm that occurred, but as you can see, we're going to have to get cracking. And this meant a shopping trip to our local Castorama DIY store that recently opened in Zari.
That's the wrong one.
Is it?
Yeah, it's over there, see? 20 to 98.
So we needed to get some tiles for the ensuite upstairs because we're having the heating put in. They're going to be putting the pipe work in for it. So we needed to make some decisions. So we don't think 60 is better. That could be an option, 60 for the floor.
But it's small.
Well,
60.
yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought of, how about we go lighter?
No, God, no.
Too light?
Too light.
This 60 is still lighter.
Yeah, so we could, what I'm just saying is if our first choice is not there, maybe we go for the 60. Yeah?
Oh, that's nice.
What?
It's chamfered on the edge.
What does that mean?
That means I can butt them together and still have grooves.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's good for any movement in the flooring, so it's still best to keep the to keep some distance between them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because the floor is floating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so what is 56? Because here is 56. Where's
There.
this one?
Twice the price.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you sure you don't want the bright one?
No,
Does it make bathroom much lighter? Innit?
no. If we do the bright ones, it'll be on the wall.
Okay. You think so? Alright.
That's
should
what I
should
reckon.
go and ask the person here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the inevitable always happens. We end up looking at things we don't quite yet need. So we have a dining room that we're going for a Victorian-esque type feel to it, and we're putting in a new wood burner in there because we always like to have options with our heating. And we're looking for something that'll create the plinth and the tiles to go underneath it. Some beautiful choices and some beautiful prices. Oh, and this is Mariusz getting really peeved off, waiting for them to fetch out the tiles that we've ordered, and we're now on 25 minutes. So he's not a happy chappy. Well, it's nice to see the customer service is just as crap over here that it is in the rest of the world sometimes. I guess we shouldn't be overly surprised. Okay, in Castorama, and the place starts filling with smoke. And people are thinking, what the hell's going on? So are we. So this will be just our luck. As our order starts to get sorted, now we start smoke coming out of the ventilation.
Something's burning.
So we got our order, got to the till and got out of there as quickly as we could before any further dramas occurred. We hope you're enjoying this week's video. If you are and you're new to the channel, consider giving us a like and a subscription to keep informed about future videos from Lynne and Mariusz at Magpie Farm. So as I mentioned, it's been a manic week just with deliveries alone. So we've had the bath come for the ensuite bathroom upstairs. I'm so looking forward to that. And we've had the chimney arrive that's going to be installed for our heating system. And again, I'm really looking forward to that. And amongst all the manic week that's been going on, we still managed to find some time to do some internal decorating. And we started off glossing some of the doors. We hadn't done any of this since we'd actually been there. It was low down on the priority list, but the weather was quite rubbish, to be honest, this week. So that allowed us some time to get some of the smaller jobs inside done. I say smaller, it took the best part of around 3 days to gloss the majority of them because it was darker paint on them before. So they took 3 coats. Lovely. Not. But it looked pretty good when it's done. I think you'll agree. And even though the work can be very exhausting, it's well worth it. When it comes the evening, it's chilly outside and you're sitting in front of the fire with a cup of coffee, and the cats are certainly happy with it, if nothing else. And here's a sneak peek of what we'll be showing you on next week's video. It smokes a lot and it's pretty big. And we really hope you enjoyed this week's video from Lynne and Mariusz at Magpie Farm. And join us next week for our next video, where we'll be putting up this chimney.